Charlie Kirk, a household name in American politics, a young activist, founder of Turning Point USA, and a figure who consistently stirred debate. To his supporters, he was a hero who spoke out, but to his detractors, he was considered a provocateur who deepened political divisions. On September 10th, 2025, shocking news arrived. Charlie Kirk was shot dead in public, a tragic end that raised many questions. How did his life unfold? Why was he so controversial? And what impact did his death have? This is the complete story of Charlie Kirk, from beginning to end. Charlie Kirk was born in 1993 in Arlington Heights, Illinois. He grew up in a middle-class family and was active in various school activities from a young age. While in high school, he began to show a strong interest in politics, particularly issues of free speech and the role of government. Kirk briefly attended Baylor University but did not complete his education, choosing instead to plunge headlong into activism. This bold decision paved the way for a major change in his life. He believed that to change the world, he didn't need to wait for a degree, but rather to get involved directly. And that's exactly what he did. In 2012, at the age of 18, Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA. This organization focuses on conservative issues, particularly on college campuses. With its message of economic freedom, a small government role, and conservative values, TPUSA grew rapidly. In a short time, TPUSA reached thousands of students across America, with a large network and strong funding from various Republican Party figures. Kirk became a public figure, frequently appearing on television, at seminars, and at political events. He was praised as a visionary young leader, but criticism began to emerge that he was merely a political propaganda tool for certain groups. As his popularity grew, controversy became inevitable. Charlie Kirk was known as a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, a defender of restrictive immigration policies, an opponent of the progressive movement, and a fierce critic of climate change. His sharp statements often made him go viral, but they also generated resentment. Many liberal students and activists rejected his presence on campus, and several events he attended even ended in riots. Nevertheless, to his supporters, Kirk was a symbol of resistance to mainstream media and liberal politics. He was seen as daring to say what others were afraid to say. This made him both more loved and more hated. The culmination of all this controversy came on September 10th, 2025. Charlie Kirk appeared at Utah Valley University for a public event. Thousands gathered, some in support, others simply wanting to see the man who was often in the news. However, the atmosphere turned tense when a gunshot rang out. The bullet struck Kirk in the neck. Panic ensued and people ran for their lives. Kirk was immediately rushed to a nearby hospital, but medical efforts were unsuccessful. At the age of 31, Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead. The news spread quickly, making headlines across America. His supporters mourned, his opponents were shocked, and the American political world was once again rocked by a tragedy that exposed the depth of the country's political divisions. Charlie Kirk's death raises a major question. What legacy does he leave behind? For many, he was a young figure who successfully mobilized a new generation of conservatives. Through Turning Point USA, he built a political movement whose influence is still felt today. However, on the other hand, he also left behind a trail of controversy. Many believe his rhetoric contributed to deepening polarization in America. Some call his death clear evidence that political hatred has gone too far. Now, after his passing, Charlie Kirk's legacy will continue to be debated. Will he be remembered as a hero who dared to speak out, or as a figure who exacerbated the situation? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain: his tragic end will always be remembered, and his name will remain in American political history.